Hey, what's up guys, this is One Arm Bandit, and today I'm gonna ramble once again about some of the issues in a game called Mighty Party that should be fixed and that could actually improve the gameplay of this game. So today I'm gonna talk about maps. So let's gonna start with the fact that I'm from the old players and I knew how it started. So at the first there was like no obstacles on the map. Just a few maps had rocks on them with defense 1 I believe and some runes on them. And they did not really good, as most of the time AI was able to easily outrush you. So they kind of fixed it with improving HP of all warlords and adding new obstacles on the field. But the thing what I see right now is kind of a problem, that instead of just a static obstacle on the field like rock, they put buildings that do stuff like damage warlord, improve attack, improve HP, heal, and sometimes the way how they have put it out, it just doesn't make any sense, and it gives a huge edge for the player who goes either first or huge edge for the one who goes second. Moreover, it kind of forces everyone to use all fodder, so he could actually use the hurricane skill to damage all the buildings, or at my level I can actually clear most of the buildings. And that's not what we really want. We want to use all four heroes or all four warlords. And right now the map is actually punishing you if you don't use the all fodder. So today I'm gonna try to do my best to explain all the problems and give some suggestions what could change that. So let's get going. The survival I had today, and here we can see the first map that is totally wrong. As you can see, at the first glance it seems kinda okay. So each side has 30 HP tree that does nothing, that is uh, just an obstacle. But the guy who goes first actually has +2 attack rune behind it, meaning that he places archer that is going to constantly gain 2 hits per turn, and that's a lot. So now on the second turn, most of the time you will just have to block with some unit. If you're lucky to find a guard, okay, it's gonna stand for some time, but still you won't be able to chop through that tree as fast as you would like, while that archer keeps growing, and most of the time they just put 2 heavy ass archers behind there, meaning that even your guard goes down in 2 or 3 turns, and that tree, it's still there. Nothing you can do about it. Of course, in survival it's kind slightly different than from the arena match, but even in survival, that's a huge pain, because we all have to remember the main thing. All of us are playing almost always versus opponents that already have an edge on you because they have higher level cards, as we all are a stumble across some so-called walls when the opponent is having much more HP than you do, he's having higher level cards, and then if you add up maps that are made wrong, actually giving edge for him, so he's going first, being stronger, having more HP, and the map is benefiting him as well. That's just way too much to go versus. Of course, sometimes like here you can see, well, okay, uh, somehow I dealt with it, but mostly it's just because right now in the survival AI is still not using skills. As even if here, if my opponent would use skills, summon the zombies, give them extra attack, I think he would rape me there. But okay, so that was the first map. That is totally wrong. It needs to be fixed. It cannot be like, oh, we're gonna give a +2 attack rune for someone behind the obstacle with 30 HP, and for the other guy, we're just gonna place it just under the fire without no cover at all. That's just not really how it works. And it's especially hard when you already have opponents being a higher level with better cards than you do. So, yeah, how you could probably fix that kind of issue. First off, don't make so heavy HP buildings. As right now, I'm in League 3, and in rankings, I'm somewhere between 10 and 12. So I am at the top. But even for me, those 30 HP buildings is just way too heavy to handle. And here comes the part what I was talking about at the very start. Those kind of maps forces you to use all fodder, because if I don't have all fodder skill, like on the first map you're actually seeing, I wouldn't be able to take out that archer at all. No chances I would take him out. Only combo my skill of all fodder plus some unit that can either toad that gives return, or priest that can hit with a piercing, or maybe some unit that splash if he plays something near. Only that kind of combo can take out that archer. So that's what I'm talking about. When you make maps like that, you're actually forcing people to play all fodder only. Because if I would have Trixie, I could do absolutely nothing to that archer behind that heavy ass tree. Nothing. With Void, well, yeah, okay, you can put him to sleep for one turn. That's gonna give me nothing. Even if I put my top unit, which is having 17 damage, it's gonna be no good at all. So yeah, that's what you have to think of. Don't make too heavy HP obstacles on field. That's just way too much. On my opinion, even at my sort of level units, it shouldn't be higher than like 15 HP. It's already kind of painful objects. For example, there was map for some time, but it seems like they remove it, where there was a bush 16 HP before return. It was kind of okay for my level, but for new guys, I believe even that kind of obstacle is way too big. So that's another thing what I was talking about in previous video. You actually need to figure out how to make maps based on players' might or rankings or something like that, so it would actually scale. As right now, I don't know what the new guys can do to those kind of heavy ass buildings with 30 HP. They will need some 10 turns or more to chop through it if they just have started. So that's some kind of thing you really have to think about really carefully. Map. At the first look, it seems okay. So the building's having 19 and 16 HP on both sides. It's kind of good. But that totem, that active totem, buffing 6 HP per turn. As you saw there, I had an orc on my hand. But as I know that if I'm gonna leave that freaking totem being there, I'm gonna get completely screwed there. As in survival, this map for going first is bad. It actually punishes you if you don't get any archer that can instantly start damaging that totem. As just imagine you're you're getting unlucky, and for example, he gets on that first place +6 attack defender, and with combo with a totem buffing him 6 HP each turn, you're gonna do nothing to him. So that's another thing, like, that's why I choose here to use my just 7 damage guy to deal damage to that totem. And plus, I know that I have my Warlord's skill with 8 damage that's gonna help me taking him out on the next turn already. So once again, if I wouldn't have the Warlord of Allfather, I would be already screwed there just because of the map. So once again, a pretty simple proof of that, the fact that if you put too heavy and too active buildings on the field, you're actually benefiting one or another player, and the benefit is big. In Arena, this map isn't so much of a problem, but in a survival, that's a huge pain. As I mentioned before, just remember, each of us almost always goes versus players that are actually stronger than we are. They are having much stronger units than we do. And those amazingly huge buffs, +5 attack, +6 attack, that's way too much. Have been changed for some reason. They probably have screwed up something really badly, because now those trees don't have their own image. They're just copying the last unit you have viewed. But just look at it. You give the guy who's going second 2 heavy ass obstacles of 30 HP plus a tent healing 1 HP each turn, while I get a building that buffs 1 attack and other building that heals. Or no, actually this map is broken, as idle heals as well now for some whatever reason. So, and this is just another example that it is wrong. It is completely wrong. It so badly benefits the player who goes second, as having 3 lines blocked, 2 lines blocked heavily, that's a huge edge. And once again, just thanks to the Allfather's Hurricane with 8 damage that I have, yes, I can do it faster. But once again, if I would even try to use any other hero than Allfather, I wouldn't get even 1 win. And the maps is one of the reasons why all other heroes become more and more unusable, actually. As right now, putting buildings that buff so much or have such an insane HP, the only way how you can deal with those archers behind is Allfather plus some prophet or priest or archer or toad that can combo damage it. As this is one of the maps, like here in survival, it kind of looks like I easily defeated the AI, but once again, when you go into arena and you go to get first on this map, when playing versus opponent who is much higher and using skills, that's huge pain, and basically makes it impossible to use any other hero. And yet another map that actually benefits the guy who goes first. So he has an idol who buffs 2 plus a heavy ass rune with plus 6 damage. So in survival this time it was pretty easy because he put super weak archer behind the top row behind the rocks. Don't know why he did that, but most of the time, especially in arena, all my opponents or the AI, he actually almost always places a defender on that plus 6 rune. And keep in mind, my opponents are like 2 level higher cards than I do. Some of them have like level 16 guard with 5 defense, having 5 attack, 40 HP. So now he's 11 attack, 40 HP, and with a defense 5. And he's going first. What in the hell am I supposed to do with him? I don't have any units that can nuke him out. So even in combo with Allfather's skill, it's a huge pain to take out the guard with who have just taken that plus 6 attack pill. That's just way too much. And that's like the thing they have to overthink. Do not put such an heavy ass runes on field, as they're just game breaking. There shouldn't be such, especially on the side of the player who goes first. So you benefit him with buffing building, buff attack rune, and you give me a few rocks and tent who heals for 1 HP. Yeah, thank you for that. So, another map that shows how bad the balance is. So, even if I'm here first to act, opponent gets 8 damage to Warlord, buff Totem, and healing tent, while all I get is idle head with buff 1 attack. And as you can see, I'm going versus top player here who is actually having the top tier all father. So yeah, that's gonna be a huge pain to deal with. He has so much more HP already. He has much better cards than I do, and you benefit him with those heavy HP buildings that actually benefits him with uh, damaging my warlord, buffing HP of his units. Well, I don't know how to call it in any other way than that's a huge edge for the AI going second and punishing the person who goes first, especially in survival. When you get all kind of random units that most of the time just cannot deal with such heavy HP buildings. There's just no chance for them. So yeah, that's kind of really, really rubbish. That's what you have to overthink. And as I said before, if you want players to use all the warlords, remove those buffing buildings. As right now, you just have to use all fodder, so you could speed up taking out those buildings with the hurricane. All other options are not available just because it's gonna be insane. Um, as crazy it might even see, I'm gonna win this match barely. Somehow I managed to pull out the victory of this battle, but it was insane tense. Yet, of course, it's fun when the game is kind of hard. It's not easy wins, but well, I think it's much more interesting when you get like equal chances of winning. Like this map, well, yeah, you start first, but you're at such a huge disadvantage compared to your opponent. It's just insane, especially in survival where you have only 2 tries. That's just bizarre. For example, I believe yesterday I got to survival 4 only. because first time I opened it, it just crashed. My opponent did nothing. He was just chilling there, so I had to surrender. And I believe in fourth match I met XAQ, I believe, and it was either this map or, oh no, it was the tree map where he got his main deck Archer on that +2 rune, and I just wasn't able to do anything versus him. It was completely screwed at the very beginning. So yeah, when you go versus already stronger opponents, and we all go versus opponents that are already stronger than we are, so there already is pretty much enough challenge for us. But if you benefit them, or I would even say that you're punishing people for getting the wrong side of the map, it's just not fun. It makes people rage. And if people rage, they're not willing to invest in your game. So you cannot just say, well, just deal with it. As the more people enjoy your game, the more they're willing to invest. Right now, I see way too much people raging about this is totally fucked up, this is screwed, this is not working, etc. etc. So you have to do something about it, and just adding some new units, it won't work for a long time. Of course, at the first, everyone's like, oh, new units, new hero, oh, let's check it out, but in reality, it's no good. So, and another thing, what I kind of noticed that in Divine Arena, it kind of seems like, okay, you can actually use Trixie and win, you can use Son of Woods and you can win. Why cannot you do that in Arena? Because in Divine Arena, there's only one obstacle and it's a rock. That's, I believe, is the main cause why we cannot actually use any other heroes, because we're having way too much game-changing obstacles on the field. As I tried somewhat similar deck of Trixie that we have in Divine Arena, and it was barely having like 30% wins, while with All Father almost the same cards, I easily get like 70-80% wins. So obviously I use All Father. So yeah, that's just as an example. Like in Divine Arena, you can almost use all the heroes. In Arena or Survival, well, All Father only. So just as an example. The next fight is versus Zack, another top player. He's having 40 HP more, but this time I'm on the 3 maps where I'm getting the right side. And that, as you will see, will mean in the end that it's just a no sweat fight, even versus top player having much better cards than I do. So, and once again, this is wrong. It shouldn't be like the, oh, okay, so this map, I got the right side of the map, so this is gonna be easy one. I'm gonna take it down like in a snap. It shouldn't be so, as the game needs to be balanced the way that it is challenging being attacker as well as being the defender. Here it's just, okay, this map I get to be an attacker. I don't even care what kind of opponent I'm having, as I already know I'm gonna win this battle easily. Why? Well, just because I got the right side of the map. It's completely terrible idea. It shouldn't be so. And that completely breaks the game, on my opinion. Uh, what could we do about these maps? So, first off, remove all the buffing buildings. Don't put them. They don't make game better. Yeah, they make it faster to see you win or you lose, but they doesn't make the game better. They just don't. While, for example, as I said in Divine, it's kind of okay. Well, you go in, you play, and you can win with almost any hero, any other opponent. Well, besides the Void, as it's just OP at the moment in Divine Arena. But any other heroes like Allfather versus Trixie or Trixie versus Son of Woods or Son of Woods versus Allfather, all of them can play and can win. Yeah, it takes some practice to use all the units, but you can win. While on maps, which like here having such heavy ass obstacles, it makes it impossible to play any other heroes, and it's kind of sad because I would really like to enjoy to have like, let's say, nature deck with Son of Woods, Chaos deck with Trixie, like the vampires all together with maybe zombies and stuff. It's really fun. It looks great. Right now, uh, you just cannot use. I tried to play with Trixie in trainings versus my regular opponents I get, and it's just unplayable. The map is constantly punishing me for not using the All Father Hurricane. And even when you use Allfather, if you get the wrong side, you almost instantly on the first turn you have to use the Hurricane. You just have no other options. And that's kind of sad, and that makes the game kind of boring, to be honest. And that's not the result you kind of want to get. So, and as you can see, well, opponent much bigger than me, much stronger than me. Well, but it goes only in my way. Why? Because of the wrong buildings, wrong HP sizing, runes placed totally bizarre, benefiting only one side, and stuff like that. They don't make game better. Sadly. So, yeah, you have to really think about it. And I really hope the devs will look at this, try to communicate more with Chernomoros, because, well, he plays the game, he knows actually all the problems we have in here. So it would be great if they would listen to him, listen to us, and altogether we can actually make this game really good that people enjoy and they have no problems investing in it. Right now, people just don't even really see the reason why should they invest in this game. Like, well, yeah, I believe two of the top three players are buyers, but well, I'm not sure that they're really feeling it worth that money amount they have spent in this game and what they see in reality. But well, okay, that's just my personal opinion. As I would really suggest to just try for some time to put back the maps, which has either only rocks on them or maybe some upgraded trees to some 10 HP or somewhere around that, and give people to try those maps. As right now, after update, I believe we already have all the maps with buildings. We didn't even have an option to test the old maps with having only rocks, only a few low damage, low HP runes on them. As now we have much more HP to our warlords, so now pure outrushing isn't so possible as it was before, when even at like rank 60 you were having like somewhere around 80 HP and units dealing 15 and something damage. Well, yeah, rushing was easy, but now when, like for example, I'm having like 145 HP, uh, even the top tier players would struggle with me even going first to just purely outrush me. They wouldn't really be able to do that. So I think they should, at least for testing reasons, add back the maps who had only rocks as blocks. Maybe mix it up. Add, like, let's say if you're going second, on your side you have 3 obstacles, while the player who goes first has 2 blocked lines. It might help, it might make the game more balanced, and then the other heroes would be more usable than they are now. At least that is my personal opinion. And I think that's about it for today, as this video is already way too long. I was expecting it to be kind of shorter, but as I had to show those maps and the ways how wrong they are and what is broken in them, then yeah, I was kind of forced to make it so long. But I really hope that devs will look this, think something how to fix those maps, as right now maps are just benefiting one side, punishing the other side, and that's completely bizarre. Thanks for watching.